Welcome to Global Tax Talk. I'm Will Morris, and I'm filming here in New York City, where I'm delighted to be joined by Sri Ramaswamy. Sri, welcome.
Thank you, Will.
Good. Great to have you here. Okay, so you're an ITS partner in New York, but leading PwC's Indian tax desk. So obviously, I'm going to ask you questions about India. So let's talk first about sort of the bigger economic picture, if you will, which India is interested in unlocking economic growth. What tax policy changes or policies are they pursuing, whether it's GSTs, incentives, things like that, to actually help with this? And how are companies responding to that?
Thanks, Will, for the opportunity. Great to be here.
Good.
India has basically, gone on the path of, having tax certainty, tax clarity. There has been no retroactive amendments. So it's all about stability, welcoming foreign investors. So that's been the trend that India has been setting. So if you look at, we had rate cuts, the tax rate is more better than what it used to be in the past. GST has really kind of leapfrogged the economy in that sense. So all of that is in the right direction. In terms of tax policies, we've got a new tax code now, which is effective from 1st of April 2026. No big policy changes in that tax code, but more about simplifying it, removing a whole host of kind of provisions that used to be there earlier. So it's just been kind of streamlining it, making it more easy for taxpayers to deal with. The GST rate has been rationalized. So we used to have multiple rates. Now we're moving to a more two-rate structure with some exceptions. We've got great things going on the GST litigation side. There is a new GST appellate tribunal that has been set up. Our Indian APA program, transfer pricing is obviously a hot topic with India. So the Indian APA program has been really successful. If you look at the statistics, especially with the US, the number of APAs that we've been signing is phenomenal. So I think in that sense, policy-wise, tax-wise, the direction is there. Of course, there's litigation in India. It's known to be a litigious environment like everywhere else, or at least most places. But I think with all these norms, the trend is more towards tax certainty and growth, giving growth to taxpayers and welcoming them.
Great. Okay, thanks very much, Sri. So moving on, Pillar 2, there's no way we can have an interview without talking about Pillar 2. But India hasn't actually adopted Pillar 2. But there are rules coming out on accounting disclosures relating to Pillar 2. So what's the latest and what do you foresee happening?
So India has always remained a little bit neutral on Pillar 2. I think it's kind of following what the US is trying to do. Of course, there are larger Indian MNCs are bound into multiple jurisdictions where Pillar 2 will apply because you're in Europe or something like that. So all of that is now kind of going to take shape. So every Indian company is now gearing up for compliance. I think India is still waiting and watching how everybody reacts, but mainly the US. We've got some accounting standards come in basically to report either quantitatively or qualitatively what is going to be the impact of Pillar 2 on financial statements. So that's really at this point of time more of an accounting ask. So it's going to be in the financial statements. But apart from that, India is still waiting. So it's a wait and watch approach, which India is following.
Sounds quite sensible.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to tariffs. Again, a topic that we talk about a lot. And obviously, the US has raised enhanced tariffs on India. So what are companies expecting in this area, and how are they beginning to deal with these tariffs?
Yeah, great question, Well. So clearly, it's gotten a lot of uncertainty at this point of time. Companies are dealing with, hey, how do we deal with the US? There's a lot of pharma companies operating in the US, IT and other sectors. So clearly, it's uncertain environment at this point of time. There's a lot written in media, both sides reacting. But I think what is really happening is that this partnership between India and US is very important. Both countries recognize that both are very important in the global world today, and India being a big market and the US even a larger market. So I think everybody understands the importance of this. What we hear is at least that the talks are on. There is hope that there will be a deal. I think we'll have to wait and watch what the details come about. But at least there's a little bit of positivity that some things will progress and we'll have a deal by the end of November.
Good. Let us hope.
Yeah, let us hope. Yeah.
Okay, so one final question. Is there anything else noteworthy that you'd like to bring to our viewers' attention about what's going on in India at the moment?
Right. So couple of things. You know, when it comes to India, taxpayers are always thinking about, hey, litigation, permanent establishment, withholding taxes. I think those are the kind of key topics that everybody kind of gets nervous when talking about India. So recently there was a Supreme Court ruling on permanent establishments, which kind of laid that a foreign entity had a PE in India on account of certain parameters like the degree of control that the foreign entity had over the Indian entity, the reporting frameworks, you know, and how much operational control the foreign entity had over the Indian business. So that is something which we are telling our clients to watch out for. Hey, because that might trip a PE. Not that the ruling is completely different to what we said in the past, but that has kind of gathered some momentum in India. India has a body called Niti Aayog, which is basically our, you know, the think tank policy. They have come up with some policies to present to the finance ministry on permanent establishment attribution rules, just kind of building out a safe harbor. They are on the little bit on the higher side, but again, it's still a policy document which is going to be discussed with the finance ministry. So India is trying to take steps to kind of alleviate the pains of you know, some of the taxpayers, but there is time will tell how we reach. But apart from that, like the APA program is really successful. Litigation, at least TP litigation, is going to be sorted, I feel, with APAs.
Good. Well, that sounds great. Okay, well, I will look forward to getting you back to discuss where we've got to in maybe several months' time. But Sri, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Will. Thanks for the opportunity.
And thank you for joining us, and come back next time so that you stay global tax ready.